graduated, no, I'm lying, I just quit. I said, fuck going to school, cause I knew I had a gift. How to make a bitch come, how to make a nigga run, how to get a lot of money. I ain't talking about toys. If you think I'm telling lies, go on, ask about me. In the 10th grade, I had cars parked down the street. And you wearing a school sweater, I'm wearing a black meat. And you got on Chinese shoes, I got gators on my feet. Now, hey, since I can remember, I've been popping my collar. Popping my collar. Ever since I can remember, I've been working these hoes. And they better put my money in my hand. Now, ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar. Popping my collar. Ever since I can remember, I've been working these hoes. And they better put my money in my hand. Well, I'm the last Mr. Big, and they call me Diamond Eye. I can take my shades off, and I can blind the whole sky. Niggas shot me in my head, but I still didn't die. When I woke up out my coma, told my mama.
Yo, quick midday stream, quick little rabbit hole. It ain't gonna be quick. It's a good long read. How was that? Everybody, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. What was the name? Kim Fowley. There we go. Kim Fowley. Hold up, y'all. Let me get my little tabby tabs together. Kim Fowley. Okay. All right. We're going to go down the trafficking hole. We're going to go down a trafficking hole with a female band called the Runaways. You should know, old heads, you should know who they are. They are iconic. They were the Bangles before the Bangles. They were the Go-Go's before the Go-Go's. Okay. So we're going to go down that rabbit hole for a quick spell. Anywho, let's go here first. Late stream last night. Like I said, I got off work late. I watched Power. All the Power, I need all the Power OG people to come in and explain to me, were you satisfied with how this stalemate between Jukebox and Kanan turned out? I can't see that you would be happy with this, because now I'm starting to see people revisit the OG Power series like, see, that's why she hated his guts. Please, you really thought these people thought 10 years in advance with these storylines? Okay, it's all good. So let's go here. This is the scene when after Kanan gets burned up in the fire trying to kill Ghost, and then he turns to Jukebox for help. Mind you, in the original Power series, yes, we understood that Jukebox was a ticking time bomb. She really didn't like Kanan for whatever reasons. And now you're telling me 10 years later, because they had these plot lines 10 years in advance, and people are going to go back and say, see, that's there it is. No, there's no way you're going to sit here and tell me that Sasha Penn hit up Courtney Kemp and say, hey, where were you going with these characters down the road? They're just throwing shit at the wall at this point. And once again, I'm going to continue to say, urban creators don't like their urban audiences. They don't want their urban audiences to be able to think and grow. Okay, Tyler Perry has been giving his audience the same slop for 30 years. And I get it. Once you know your audience, you give them what they want. You never deviate from the plan, right? Even though McDonald's has salad options, but that's not their main course. They don't push the salad options. Yes? You give the people what they want. Bread and circus. So please miss me with all the, see right there, that's the scene that predicates how they ended up. No. Once again, urban folk, the majority don't know what good storytelling is, don't know what a good villain is. I'll say Jukebox is a good villain because Jukebox's motivation to become a villain is valid. It makes sense. I don't have to suspend disbelief. I can see why everybody's afraid of her. Because when she said she said, you know, what makes you think I won't come from you? And she says, have at it, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I was like, oh, that's the jukebox we know. That's the jukebox we know. That's the one that got everybody shook. I get, once again, jukebox's motivation to be a villain. You know, she never set out to be the villain. The best villains never set out to be that. Okay? So I'm with jukebox. But the Kanan thing still will not ever make sense to me. Y'all can make all the excuses you want for bad writing. I know what bad writing is when I hear it and see it. It just does not flow. There is no cohesion. It does not make sense. So let's go to this scene here. This is the scene where after he gets burned up, he turns to Juke. Now, once again, what is the motivation for Jukebox wanting to ever work with Kanan ever again? Given the stalemate, how it ended with the Raising Kanan series finale, it makes no logical sense. None at all. So let's go. Oh, it's gonna stop on me, son of a bitch. Oh, it's gonna stop on me. Damn it. Okay, hold up. Let's go elsewhere. Let's go to wait. Not to worry. Hold up. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna find it, y'all. I'm gonna find it. Rest assured. Because it makes no sense. Okay, wait, let me do this. Okay, I got you. I got one better. Hold up. I gotta fix it. I gotta work around. Wait. I gotta work around. Wait. No, share. Hold on. Everybody be cool. Look at this shit here. Look at this. Raising Kanan has a better ending than OG Power. The story flowed a lot better. Did y'all forget OG Power wasted episodes on a Who Shot Ghost relay with various characters? Wasted episodes on Paz, Tate, Dre, Proctor's daughter for no reason when we all knew they didn't do it. I'm sorry. Once again, it just proves my point. Most urban audiences don't know good storytelling. Last I checked, after OG Power, a lot of people didn't want Tariq's spinoff, nor Kanan's spinoff, and look at them now. First of all, nobody wanted Tariq's spinoff. Everybody wanted Kanan's spinoff. So I don't know what he's talking about. Two of the most talked about shows in the Power universe. So don't call something dumb when the viewership end up proving otherwise. Listen, Tyler Perry gets all the viewership. And you're going to tell me that's smart content? Tyler Perry gets all the viewership, and you're gonna sit here and tell me that's smart content. Okay, that's high level, highbrow content. Okay, gotcha. Let me pull the video. I'm gonna pull the video myself. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Because we need to really go over this, because this really makes no damn sense. And then they were like, "Isn't Ghost and Tommy older than Kanan?" Right? And then they had to go back in the show and retweak everything like you're stupid. Okay. So even their fans are we're here, man. We're gonna go down this. But let me pull the video first. What's it? Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Bear with me. Lo siento. Lo siento. Let me pull the video. In the meantime, how's everybody's day going? Uneventful? 57, 57. There we go. Okay. All right, there's the video. Let me rip it. I'm just gonna start doing this stuff old school. Okay, okay. I haven't watched one episode of any of these shows. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Would have more sense if the mob put down Rock or Jukebox, aiming for Kanan and Rock sacrifice. I was okay with Marvin being. I thought Marvin was going to, get killed by the mob. I was okay with that. Once again, I understood Jukebox's motivations. Perfect. I have no issue with that at all. But throughout for 5 years, y'all, 5 years of this show, and Kanan's motivations to how he ended up Kanan still does not make sense. Still not plausible. Still not believable. It's asking too much of me to believe that you're asking too much, man. I can't. I can't kill that many brain cells to make it make sense. You understand? I just can't. You're asking me too much. When you have to ask that much of your audience to believe this could happen, you're gonna lose a lot of your people. And only once I say only the dummies, respectfully, are going to eat it up. I cannot. You're asking too much of me. You're asking too much of me. Okay. You're asking too much of me. Okay, cool. Should come through. All right. I think it came through. There we go. All right, I got it. We're gonna go over it together, y'all. We're gonna go down this power Kanan rabbit hole, and y'all try to convince me as to why this show is as good as y'all believe it to be. There's a lot of people that defend this show, as you should. If you like it, I mean, by all means. But here we go. Let's go here. Where is it? Boom. Okay. All right. Once again, this is when Kanan saw Jukebox's help after he got burned in a fire. Okay, trying to kill Ghost. Now, what was Jukebox's motivation to want to help Kanan kill Ghost? What was her motivation? Why? Why did Jukebox have a vested interest in wanting to help Kanan kill Ghost? Give me your best reasons. Once again, plot holes. Don't sit here and tell me they thought this shit 10 years down the road, like, yeah, we can stitch all this up together and no one's gonna notice. So all you OG power people, explain to me, what was Jukebox's motivation in helping Kanan kill Ghost? Why would she do that? Okay, so Sean is the daughter of Kanan and the prostitute that she's like, I'm keeping it. You ain't got to be around. If you want to be around, I guess I'll hear from you or not. So that was Sean's mother, the prostitute, the escort. Fine. Okay. But once again, what was Jukebox's motivation in helping Kanan to try to kill Ghost? This is an example of no cohesion. This is bad storytelling. Still didn't get Jukebox's motivation into becoming a cop. I guess we'll have to watch Power Origins to see that. I'm not going to do that. Y'all can watch Power Origins. Y'all can waste y'all's brain cells. I'm not. I got better things to do with my time. I thought Lieutenant Garcia was going to bring her under his wing and say, hey, let me show you the ropes. Let me show you how you can really get stuff done. Right? So no. And what kind of reconciliation is that? I killed your mom. I killed your dad. That's not reconciliation. What kind of shit is that? This is bad story. Version of Kanan is like a scared little boy in front of Jukebox. My, how the tables have shifted. Because once again, you play back that last scene, the ending scene at the diner. I didn't think Kanan was scared of Jukebox. Did you see fear in Kanan? That young version of Kanan versus this version of Kanan. Once again, you have a 10 years of non-cohesion. They did not think this through. They did not see this thing taken off the way that it did. So please stop with the bullshit. Please stop trying to go back to the OG Power series and find connections to raising. No, they did not see it going this far. Once again, give me Jukebox's motivation for wanting to help Kanan kill Ghost, because none of this has nothing to do with her.
He killed Sean, right?
Sir, that's a weak argument. That's a super weak argument. Super weak. That's not going to work for me. Y'all got to do better than this. Y'all got to do better than this. I will not be watching Power Origins. Y'all got it. This ain't it. Y'all got to do better than this. Y'all got to do way better than this. So let's go back down the Glaze Fest, the Power Glaze Fest. Let's do Raising Kanan. Oh my goodness. This is the best y'all. This is the best we can do, huh? This is the best we can do. Okay. Okay. Let's not do that. I want this version. Just give me X. There we go. Let's go here. Let's go here. Once again, Rock killed their mama. Kanan killed Uncle Lou, Uncle Marvin, and Juke killed Rock. Top 5 worst TV family of all time, and they ain't five. That's funny. That is funny. So let's get to it. Let's get to the finale. Raising Kanan. Let's see what the audience says, man. Look at this. Look at this. Juke was so wild, Kanan had to hide the fact that he actually fucked with Tariq and OG Power. A lot of shit makes sense when you watch that season finale. You know what you do? You go back and rewatch the original series, and they say, okay, this is what we messed up here. We got to fix that. Got to tie this in, because once again, in the OG Power, they did not see this thing 10 years down the road. Don't sit here and tell me they did. Let's go here. Seeing all the fake deep thoughts and think pieces on Raising Kanan since the finale has been nauseating. The finale was just okay, but the show itself was great. Happy to entertain us for the past 5 years. Rest in peace, Marvin Thomas. Origins will fill in some blanks. I'm good, man. I'm good. When this is August. When Kanan got out, he told Ghost, "No, G, I went to visit my mother, then I came straight here. How the fuck is Rock dead? This finale done pissed me off." The finale season of final season was amazing in my opinion as any other season. I think it's the Black Sopranos to a degree. Jesus Christ. But I'm not ready to argue with crazy Sopranos stance. However, some of the storylines did feel rushed this season. A lot of the kills were rushed and left holes in some of the writing that's due to business forcing writers in a short period of time to give everything some type of closure. Yes, Starz keeps giving them only 8 episodes instead of 10. Starz is cheap. Only getting 8 episodes instead of 10 let us know that they were told to end it abruptly for some reason. When shows do that, you don't get to really get the best in-depth writing, especially for killing off characters. So we're supposed to have 2 more hours of screen time to give us a proper ending, but it didn't go like that. They never give you 10 episodes. But let's continue. Overall, still put off a great 8 episode final season, and the show will go down in the books, in my opinion, as one of the best crime TV series ever. Give it time. Oh boy, boy. That's why I don't even like. Okay. Okay, you got it, man. You got it, man. You got it, man. You got it, man. You got it. Wow. After the finale, stop comparing Tariq to Kanan. Rock did way worse to Kanan than Ghost did to Tariq. And even then, Kanan couldn't let someone else kill his mother, let alone kill her himself. But Tariq killed his father. Tariq is definitely the bitchier, assier. Okay, that Raising Kanan finale did not make any sense considering we know what happened later on with the Juke and Kanan characters. I'm confused. Thank you for saying the obvious. Thank you for saying the obvious. Let's see. This person says, eye for an eye. She spared Kanan so he can be alive and feel what she's feeling. That's the torture. Not that part I get, but how does it match up with what we see later on with these characters? I guess Power Origins will clear it up. In the OG Power, you can tell the only person Kanan feared was Juke. She clearly leaves at some point and becomes a cop. Plus, Kanan did jail time, so she was likely plotting for when he got out. Probably why she kidnapped Tariq to get to Kanan. Yep, she wanted to kill everything he loves and cares about. That's why she wasn't even tripping about Kanan killing his own son. Being alive and watching him be empty made her feel better about herself. Kanan took the person. Why would he even want to deal with a person like Jukebox? Knowing this how this person feels about you. Come on, man. Y'all got to do better than this. Why would Kanan even involve himself with somebody like Jukebox after what took place in the diner? And then still you haven't given me the proper motivation as to why Jukebox wanted to help Kanan kill Ghost. And don't sit here and tell me, well, you got to watch Power Origins. I'm not going to watch Power Origins. It's like series after series to fill in every hole. Like, who has time for that's piss poor writing. You don't see the white shows doing this. I hate to say it. You don't see the white shows creating spinoff after spinoff after spinoff just to fill plot holes left from the original series and the series prior. You don't see that. Do you see Game of Thrones making excuses and saying, hey, we're sorry, it is what it is? You don't see the white. You just don't see them doing this. Oh my God. She was always smarter than Kanan too. It's clear that going forward, she was always observing and one step ahead of him at all times. But letting him live to suffer with everything he's done was better than taking him out. He can't kill a cop. It would be too much heat. Blah, 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 blah. So you got all the power glazers in here. It made perfect sense. Was wondering how they were going to pull it off, but it was genius. Nobody's arguing Jukebox's motivation. That's not the... Jesus, man. Look at this. Guess we gotta wait till Origins because Ghost and Tommy both know her. So somewhere along the line, Juke and Kanan cross paths again. She the reason he got that scar on his neck in OG Power. The whole season made no sense. They didn't explain that Kanan killing Lou was an accident once Marv and Juke found out Kanan killed Marv for nothing. They made Kanan cold as fuck all season, but in episode 8, he has a heart now. He's sad. Rock died. They messed this season up. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. To have critical thinking in a sea of sheep. The last 2 episodes were extremely rushed. It should have been 10 episodes, and Juke getting snaps and pop under a tunnel when they have absolutely no protection was the most unrealistic thing in the last season. Once again, it is dangerous to let people know you're smart. Dangerous. Man, I like the final season overall, but I don't understand why Rock protected Kanan initially, only to turn around and tell Marvin he killed Lou with no he killed Lou. He put Lou down.
Your brother, he put your brother down. He killed Lou, and he killed Marvin. So you got this all fucked up. I ain't been into no man. I'm Rock. You my little brother. You gonna do what I say.
You know, because she talks with her jaw tight. Like, what is this in this acting where everyone has to talk through with clenched jaws?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I don't tell me talking about fame. I don't care if folks put down fame. I don't fuck all that. Fuck fame. Fame was a snitch, I don't care. So what you gonna do if I come after you?
What?
What? Hey, when y'all come back, y'all not little kids no more.
Huh? Huh? What? What?
Can't put down your brother Luke. He put down your brother Luke. I don't give two fuck, Mr. Peanut. I still got work. I need the protection.
Then you have Rock begging the Italians for protection.
I still got work though. Tell the feds kiss my ass. Gotta give my son immunity. My son needs immunity too. He needs protection. If not, kiss my ass.
Like, stop. It's the worst shit ever. Oh my God. Worst ever. Worst ever. I think they rushed this season because they're gearing up for Origins and Legacy, and they bet not do no origin story for Rock, Lou, and Marv. Let that final scene be just that. Jeezy Peach. Y'all, I'm out. 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 Y'all got it, man. I'm out. Speaking of that lame finale, now I knew Rock was going to get hers, but I never effing expected it would be by Juke's hand to make Kanan feel that he lost everything by taking Marvin away from her. Honestly, I wish Stefano would have killed her, because Lord knows Kanan probably was going to have a change of heart anyways. I did like the early 1975 mid-credit scene of Kanan's post-birth, the one moment that really foresaw them all as a family before things went to shit. Honestly, I'm ready for Power Origins now that I'm officially glad this is over with. Okay. All right. What happened with the one girl? What was her name? Flossie? What happened to her? Some of these characters just went away. Like, it's the whole Family Matters joke. Jamie goes up the stairs and she never comes back down. There's a few characters just kind of just disappear. Like, what happened to these characters? I really enjoyed the Raising Kanan finale and how the story wrapped up, but it felt pretty rushed. It seemed like a different storyline was being resolved every 5 minutes. I kept pausing the episode to see how much time was left. I would have liked to see 1 or 2 more episodes. Y'all got it, man. This is the slop y'all like. And once again, I'm not here to tell anybody what to like, but please don't get mad at somebody like me that comes and says this is slop. Okay, if you like your hog malls and hog head cheese and chitterlings, cool. But don't get mad when somebody says, ew, you still eat that? You know we're not slaves anymore. Okay. Okay. Look at this. That's how you tie a story together and make it make sense. I always asked myself how Kanan was cool in the OG Power with Jukebox. Oh my God, you're okay. You're a smooth brain. Lots of smooth brains. Lots of smooth brains. Lots of smooth brains here. Okay. I can't. Y'all got it, man. I misspelled raising. Ain't that about something? I can't. Let's go here. Courtney Kemp tanked OG Power because she wanted all the credit and got all the credit for destroying the show. Sasha Penn wrote the best storyline possible. Okay. Now you're being, at least you're honest. Wrote the best storyline possible, not worrying about his own praise, and now have the greatest crime drama of this generation. Boy, listen, you Z's and millennials are cooked. Z's and millennials are cooked. You don't know what good storytelling is. And I'm not going to argue with you. Some of you Xers, y'all, I'm looking at y'all crazy too. Yeah, some. Okay, I like this assessment here. This is pretty slick. The Thomases got to go down as the dumbest drug family in TV history. All of them died at the hands of a family member except the family member who murdered the majority of the family. At the end of the day, no one was raising Canaan. The show should have been named Enabling Canaan. Spot on. Spot on. Spot effing on. Spot effing on. So no one responded to him. Spot effing on. So let's go here. This person says Jukebox wasn't originally supposed to die here in season 4. Her original plan was to come to New York to cause chaos for Ghost and Tommy, and according to fan speculation, also be the one to kill Raina, not Ray Ray. Okay, this is not 100% confirmed due to Anika Rose's comments. Oh, come on, come on. Man, Twitter be bugging. Okay, fuck it. I'm out. I'm out of this one. The hell with it. Yeah, y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Yeah, I can't. I just can't. If someone runs around here talking about the greatest crime shows, if they mention Raising Canaan in the same sentence as The Wire, you're dealing with a smooth brain. You're dealing with a smooth brain person. Just don't entertain them. Just don't, for your safety, and just don't. I'm not going to argue or debate anybody that thinks this is a great crime drama. Have you watched a great crime drama? Like, seriously? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me get y'all's comments. Who do we have to blame for turning this slop into something that stimulates the minds of our people? Sir, did you not grow up in the crack era? Were you not around for the cocaine era that preceded the crack era? Were you not around for the promethazine era that came after the crack era? And then did you not catch the Percocet oxycodone era after the promethazine era? Like, what? I mean, I hear what you're saying, but to be honest, it was marketed at the weakest of minds, was it not? I agree. Do you think Power Book 3 or Power Book 2 is the word? I don't even remember what them shits was. Whose books were those? That's how much I don't care to remember none of this crap. Okay? I've learned to purge all that shit out of my mind. Once I watch something I don't regard as good or well thought out, I purge that shit from my mind. I purposely forget. So I don't know. Listen, I have yet to finish Force with Tommy. I checked out after season 1 when you had the two brothers basically fighting each other, working for Tommy, or trying to vie for Tommy's attention. I was done. After that first season of Force, I'm like, I'm out. I'm good. I stuck it out through Tariq. I stuck it out. I'm done with that. What else? What other spinoffs am I missing? Was there other Power spinoffs? The shit with Monet. That is Tariq, right? Yeah. I stomached all that, and then you had the female British drug dealer. This is horribly written spinoffs. Horrible. Now I will say this: the best two spinoffs, in my opinion, of the entire Power. It has to be Raising Canaan. At the OG Power is Raising Canaan. And I actually liked BMF. I actually enjoyed watching BMF. There were sketchy moments. There's problems with that show as well. I put BMF behind Raising Canaan because I know what the expectations are. Very low. Do you understand? I have very low expectations when I see urban crime dramas. They're not well written. And when you before you start to saying spouting off whatever you thought a well written urban crime drama is, and I'm going to sit here and tell you there's probably a bunch of white faces behind that show that made it so good. Once again, y'all so quick to mention The Wire, written by white dudes. Written by white dudes. The greatest urban crime drama that y'all would argue is as good as, or if not better than Sopranos, written by a bunch of white dudes. By a bunch of white dudes. I like I tell you what's the crime family Tyler Perry has? It's not Greenleaf. It's the other one with Ernie Hudson. That's decent. But guess what? My expectations are low. I have low expectations when I see a black version of Dallas or Dynasty. I don't expect much. And as long as you keep it there, you can't be disappointed. And if it's better than that, that's a win. You understand? Okay? That's my approach. That's my approach. Don't get me started, Crystal, with chopped liver. Nobody mentioned her, how she was killed by Pops and Snap. Yeah, see? Considering what's been aired in the past 6 years, I can see why it's rated high in people's. Look at the Once again, I cannot get mad at the content creator. I look at the people that consume the content. That is the problem. That's the market. Once again, Tyler Perry, same audience for 30 plus years now. Okay? And those parents that watch Tyler Perry get their kids to watch Tyler Perry, and the cycle continues, thus ensuring another generation of stable, loyal viewers. Okay? Raising Canaan over Power Force. Once again, yeah. The fuck? If you like it, you like it. Don't ask me. Because you ask me, I'm going to hurt your feelings. Or I'm going to give you an answer you're not looking for. Don't ask me. I'm a snob. Okay? I'm a film TV snob. I'm the vampires that look down upon the other vampires from the balcony like, ugh. What are they called in Twilight? The Volturi? I'm them. Ugh, look at you, disgusting peasants. I'm them. Man, wait, let me find them. Are they called the Alturi? Volturi? I don't know. They're called there's something vampires. Twilight. I'm them. The Volturi. Yeah, the Volturi. I'm them. Yeah, this is how I look at y'all. This is how I look at y'all. Wait, where they at? Give me the picture. Give me the picture. God damn it, where's the This is how I look at y'all. When y'all be trying to argue this power shit to me, this is how I look at y'all. Like, see homeboy over here, like, ugh. This is how I look at y'all. And it's okay to like what you like, but I'm a whole snob. Ugh. This is what you like, huh? This is how you spend your days, huh? Okay. This is how I look at a lot of people that consume trash, what I deem trash slop, urban or non-urban. This is how I look at most people. I respect your opinion to like what you like, but I still look at you crazy. I'm still going to look at you crazy. That's how I look at most people. Okay? Yeah. This is how I look at most people. Or what's the when Blue Ivy was little, when Blue Ivy was little and she looking over like don't touch me. Blue Ivy, mean, ugly face meme. Yeah, that too. Where's it at? If I can find it. Where's she at? Where's she at? Was she looking over the balcony at somebody like, ugh? Nope, I can't find it. But you know, you've seen that picture. When she's over the balcony, she got her hair in a ponytail, and she's like, yeah, that's how I'm looking at most people. Don't be mad at me, but this is how I view a lot of folk. But this right here sums it up. This is me right here, like, ugh. Okay? For real. Okay? Okay. All right. Once again, these are just my opinions, man. Please don't take my shit personal or take it to heart. But this is just how I, you know, this is how this view. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. That little girl don't look right. Is it just me? She looks fine. She's fine. She's fine. Hey, I've said this, but when you say it too loud, they don't. You know, people look at you kind of funny when you say that too loudly. But I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that. How do you mess up a drug dealer's, I don't know, or origin story? Like how do you mess up drug dealing? How do you mess that up? I mean, the plot and premise is so simple. How do you mess that up? And you know, and to be fair, Scarface was one of the worst movies at the time. And now it's a cult classic. But that's a bad movie. Scarface is a bad movie. But it resonated with so many people. The struggle, right? You've seen Tony kind of go from anti-hero to villain, and it makes sense. You can see how he became that character arc, but it's still a bad movie. But it resonated with people. And if it does that, then that's all that needs to be said. Okay. Yellowstone is dope. 1880 is it 85 or 87 is dope. I would say Yellowstone with Kevin Costner. Yellowstone without Kevin Costner, not so much. But Dutton Ranch is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Okay. Yeah, all of our favorite 80s movies were bad. They didn't like The Thing. They didn't like The Thing. That is a staple of sci-fi horror. Probably the father of sci-fi horror, John Carpenter. And that movie was not well received because you know what came out in that same year? E.T. That's why The Thing did not do well in theaters, because E.T. came out that year. E.T. phone home, glowing finger. He was friendly looking. He didn't look scary when trying to kill anybody. Then here comes John Carpenter with this. What is this? You know, heads turned into spiders, and you know. So, but I think everybody agrees that The Thing is probably the one of the blueprints that should be studied if you're going to do a sci-fi horror movie. Like, what did John Carpenter do? How would John Carpenter do this? Hands down, hands down, hands down. Okay. Okay. I mean, I guess I could run through clips for y'all. I guess we can run through some clips because I want to go over this, the Runaways. It's a lengthy read, and I expect some of y'all to kind of check out because it's too much reading, and that's okay. And that's okay. But once again, OG Power, y'all, I mean, feel free to defend y'all shit as you should, but please don't expect me to sit here and agree with you. I just will not. I am the Volturi. I'm looking at you like, ugh, like that's what you like, huh? Yeah, y'all ain't never been around somebody that likes something to use is like, You know what I'm saying? Like you look at them differently. Like, oh, this is what you like, huh? And Daniel will turn you off to them, and you're like, how can I be around this person if they like this? It happens. It happens. Okay, it happens. What you say? I like Timu Landman. Oh, okay, okay. I only watch it when I'm at my sissy's house because I really don't watch TV at home. Okay, okay, okay. I've heard good things about that. I've heard good things about that. Let's go here. I got time. I got time. I got time. I got time. Now, this story of the black woman that lost a government contract. Now, this is what happens when you get complacent. I think this woman grew complacent and thought that nothing would change. I don't feel bad for her. Hear me out. Please don't shoot the messenger. Uncle, what the fuck? Hear me out. I don't feel bad for this woman. Like, capitalism is constant competition. Constantly. Nobody's spot is safe. Right? Who ever thought that MySpace would ever go away? Right? The same people that think YouTube will never go away. There's something in the works. Okay? But let me go here. I don't feel sorry for this woman. I just feel like, okay, you been living high off the hog and you expected everything to go your way. Like you had a 40-year run. Like, bitch, go sit down and find something else to do. I don't feel bad for this woman. Let me find it. Hold up. I don't feel bad for this woman. Like, either you're going to find ways to compete or you're not. I just don't feel bad for this woman. I don't. I'm sorry. Why am I supposed to feel bad? I'm not understanding.
After more than 40 years, a Pensacola business says they will no longer make the Blue Angels ceremonial flight suits. According to SAM.gov, the Navy has awarded a new contract to a company in Virginia to take over that role.
I mean, listen, to anybody that's had a 20-year, 10-year run with the government, that's a blessing. You got 43 years. You got 43. How many white companies have 43-year contracts with the government? Are you kidding me right now? Let's go.
Melanie Levy joining us in the studio now. And Melanie, the sewing box in Pensacola says they've now lost their biggest customer.
Bob, that's right. The owner says she's nothing short of heartbroken after outfitting the team for decades.
I would have never, ever thought that Mind Blues would treat me like this. Not in a million years.
You thought you were special. And I hate to be like this, but this is how most black women approach their businesses. Like, what do you mean you're not gonna use my business? What do you mean? I'm like, bitch, who are you? You had 40 years.
43 years. Candy Whitehurst and the tailors at the sewing box on North Navy Boulevard have made the Blue Angels iconic ceremonial flight suits. Sewing, cutting, measuring, and stitching each blue and yellow ensemble to perfection. How many Blues uniforms do you think you've made over the years?
So it's so many I can't even really tell you.
Thousands?
Yes, thousands.
According to this document on SAM.gov, the government's official website where federal agencies post contract opportunities, the U.S. Navy has awarded a new contract worth up to $1.69 million over 5 years to Aquila International LLC in Virginia.
Never have they did that for me, ever. I'm making pennies compared to what they're doing.
You want us to feel bad? Was that the cue for the tiny violin? I'm not understanding. Why is she upset, y'all? I'm not understanding why is she upset. What's the problem here? 43 years.
For SAM.gov, the company will manufacture, alter, and repair the Blue Angels custom ceremonial suits, taking exact measurements of each pilot at Naval Air Station Pensacola and Naval Air Facility El Centro. According to the contract, every suit must be made from flame-resistant fabric supplied by the government and meet strict military specifications.
Before, they always announced to me, Miss Candy, do you want the contract? You need to put your bid in. This year, I didn't hear from no one. No one called me.
The new contractor is also required to complete repairs and alterations within 14 days to keep up with the Blues' demanding demonstration schedule, according to SAM.gov. Whitehurst says that won't be easy.
And I'm really hurt from it because I just cannot understand. And then we're local. We right there, right out the front gate. Now you got to pay somebody to make the uniform, and now you got to pay somebody to do alteration when y'all have emergency blowout or it just don't fit right. I would drop everything for them to.
You thought you were special, bitch. Ma'am,
Take care of
no.
them and be at work all night doing everything they need. So I would have never thought that they would do this to me.
Friday afternoon, I reached out to officials with the Navy and the public affairs officer for the Blue Angels to ask about the change in contractors. I also emailed and called Aquila International LLC to comment on the role they'll play in outfitting the Blues. I have not heard back. Now, according to the contract, Aquila International can still hire other businesses to help with parts of the work, like sewing, repair, supplies. So that means the Sewing Box or other local businesses could potentially work with Aquila as a subcontractor, but the Navy cannot guarantee that that'll happen. Aquila would have to make that decision. Live in the studio, I'm Melanie Levy, WEAR News.
This woman, okay, this woman is striking. This is a good-looking woman. Anywho, I don't feel bad. Why should I feel bad? I'm not understanding. Why? Look at this. Blue Angel snub black-owned business that has... Come on, man. Stop. I don't feel bad for this woman. I don't. Please don't ask me to feel bad for this woman. That's exactly what it's called, competition. Once again, most people want socialism.
It's Melanie Levy here from WEAR. I'm currently at the Sewing Box Sew Shop on North Navy Boulevard, and for the past 43 years, this business has been responsible for making the Blue Angels flight suits, but today the owner of the Sewing Box told me that may not keep happening. Tune in to WEAR News tonight at 10 to find out more.
Okay, so the owner said herself that she didn't submit her bid for the contract, which has been done annually. Or how are they supposed to give her a contract? She didn't submit paperwork. Why mislead the public for rage bait? I don't know, man. I don't feel bad. I'm sorry. I don't. Please don't ask me to feel bad for this woman. 43 years. 43 years. Ma'am, you had a great run. Take your wins and go home. Take your wins and go home. You had 43 W's. Go home. Like, how long do you... Okay, you know what? Let me shut up. Let me stop, man. Let me stop. What other clips I got? What is this? Who is this? Oh, let's go here. Oh, this is dope. I like this. Let's go here.
It was grave with a secret about this album.
Yeah, man, come on, let's get to talking. Okay, we get it.
Records that I can find today have the 1980 album by George Benson titled Give Me the Night. I picked up this copy for $1 at a garage sale, but I do see it in the budget bins all the time. I highly recommend that everyone own it. Produced by the one and only Quincy Jones as the first release on his Quest imprint, it's stacked with a who's who list of legendary contributors. We have several songs written by Rod Temperton, who I'm sure you recognize as a contributor to Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. We have Herbie Hancock on electric piano, John Robinson on drums, Abraham Laboriel on bass, Richard T. and Michael Boddicker on synths, Patty Austin on backup vocals, Lee Ritenour on guitar, and that's just to name a few. The album has 10 songs and covers a nice range of moods within the soul, funk, and jazz categories. The title track was the lead single and is still a persistent part of modern pop.
stories, man. I'm loving these stories. I can listen to this stuff all day. Okay, let's continue. Uh-oh. Okay, let's go here. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
You decide to go on to OnlyFans?
Well, first of all, I didn't know what OnlyFans was. I had no idea. They came to me, and I said to my agent, I said, what's OnlyFans? They said, well, it's kind of an adults-only kind of thing. Are you sure you want to meet with them? I said, well, I don't know. Let's see what they have to say. And what they said was, you don't have to do nakedness. You do it the way you want to do it. But I'm sincerely happy to be doing it.
Wait. That's not the kicker. A lot of you women are leaving money on the table because of your own moralistic high views, high ground. A lot of you women are leaving money on the table. Let's continue.
Happy to be interacting with the fans.
What's the wildest request you've gotten so far?
Well, you know, I have a vineyard.
I did not know that.
Somebody wants to film myself stomping the grapes.
Let's go.
They want to see your feet.
Yes.
They want to see the toes.
Yeah, I guess so. There are a lot of people out there who are turned on by toes.
It's a whole industry by itself. The foot fetish market is so huge. You don't have to take off your clothes. If you've ever entertained the idea of going on to OnlyFans, Cam Soda, Sex Panther, Pornhub, you don't have to just take off your socks and go get a pedicure and put some oil on the feet and take pictures and videos. That's it. You'll probably make more money off feet than you would taking off your clothes. That's how big of a niche it is. But let's continue.
I guess.
So, are you going to deliver that?
You betcha.
Hell yeah. See?
When I
That's a sharp woman. Turned
85, I thought, oh my God, I'm elderly. But I'm not. I don't feel elderly. I don't think I look elderly. And if this is 85, all right, I'm on for it.
What and how?
Okay. Hey, stop leaving money on the floor. Okay? I promise you'll probably make more money doing feet than you would doing a boy girl content. I almost feel guaranteed saying that. Especially if you really have nice feet, you can make a killing. But that's okay. Some of y'all it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go here. Let's kick some HBCUs backs in. Yeah, I'm here for that. You know I'm always here to talk bad about HBCUs. Let's go.
Ed is in a different place right now, and the challenges that we're up against are some we've never experienced before. We've got to be innovative, visionary, and figure out what it looks like to go forward. Higher ed is in a different place.
Okay.
So it's an academic center.
I don't think y'all understand. Fisk University is building a data center. The same type of data centers that people are losing their minds over. You know, they're threatening their local officials if they vote to build these monstrosities. Now one of your famed HBCUs wants to build a data center where your kids go to school at. I think the era of the HBCUs is coming to a slow end. If this is what you got to do to get money, why would you want to send your kids to an HBCU at this point? But let's continue. I'm here for it.
We're an institution of higher learning. We've been in that same place for more than 160 years. This is a part of a vision along with updates to the residence halls, along with addition of other new buildings that are much needed on the campus. So it's an academic center. We're an institution of higher learning. We've been in that same place for more than 160 years. This is a part of a vision along with updates to the residence halls, along with addition of other new buildings that are much needed on the campus.
So it's estimated that this is roughly a $900 million project. Who's funding it?
Every part and piece of it will have different funding models.
See, no, that's not what she asked you, lady. That's not what she asked you. Who? That's not what she asked you. Who is funding? Once again, it's always your own people. Always going to be your own people. Who is funding Fisk University data center? Now, I will once again, if you're a champion for HBCUs, cool. But this shit's dying a slow death. This shit is dying a slow death. Okay, wait, who is funding? There we go. Dying a slow death. Oh, of course they didn't. Fisk University has not publicly named specific corporate financial backers or partners. Okay. The data center itself will cost $400 million. It's part of a broader $900 million to $1 billion quantum leap master plan. Will rely on a mix of future fundraising and potential partnerships through exact funding sources, and business agreements remain undisclosed. So what they're going to do, the plan is a 100,000 square foot innovation and technology center, which includes a 30,000 square foot academic space and a 70,000 square foot data center. Okay. The lack of public transparency regarding who is funding and operating the data center has drawn heavy pushback from local residents, alumni, and student groups. Yeah, I know. But Sly, I know you did. It's okay. Not for my child. Okay? It's okay.
My classmates, with fellow alumni, with current students and community members, lifetime member of the Alumni Association. I come as somebody who was a professor here as well until recently. One of our most prestigious Fiskites named John Lewis, and he said that when you see something that is wrong, that is unjust, that is unfair, you must find a way to get in the way and to get in good trouble, necessary trouble. And so we're here to get in the way of a project that we know will be detrimental not only to our Fisk campus, but to the surrounding community. Right behind you is where they plan to build this AI data center, just blocks away from public housing, just blocks away from the...
Damn, Club, that's a great point. Oh, this is just the beginning. Oh, that's an excellent point. Wow, I didn't think of it like that. This is how they're going to fix those money issues. Wow. At the expense of your children, your grandchildren, cousins, nephews, nieces. Yeah, okay. I'm here to kick their backs in. I don't give a fuck about HBCUs. I'm sorry.
Right here by dormitories where our students live. We know that these AI data center corporations prey on communities of least resistance, that they believe will be of least resistance, black and brown communities and poor communities. And it's no coincidence today that they're forcing this project through and trying to push it through here in the heart of North Nashville. If this project was so amazing, as they said, for universities, it would be Vanderbilt would be building an AI data center on campus. But instead, they're coming to Fisk University using this tactic of extraction.
So not only does Fisk have your kids in shipping containers, now they're going to be next to a data center. Okay, gotcha. Y'all got it, man.
So to the people of Nashville, we want to send a very clear message that if this project of AI data centers is not good for a zoo, then it's not good to build at a HBCU. It's not good to build in the heart of a black community.
Y'all got it, man. I will forever kick in the backs of HBCUs. Good luck with the pom-pom and cheerleads. Where you at, Cream? Where you at? Oh, wow. Thank you for the 20. Sly, I just learned about Ozempic, twat. It's not good. Who knew? Okay. Can I be candid for a minute or two? Okay. Okay. There was a time in my life that I may have hung around a bunch of super anorexic models. Like there's this whole underground of just anorexic models. And the more bones they could see, the more money these women were paid. I need y'all to let that sink in. The more bones they could see, the more monies these women would be paid. And I fell into that rabbit hole for a couple of years. And that's kind of where my where my request, not a request, but where my metric for women's bodies kind of stems from a tad bit. This is why I'm so like collarbone, breastbone, chest bone. So that's kind of where it comes. The rib cage, or I'm a big fan of rib cages. So I just I fell in that. I was in that. Don't know how I got into that community, but I was there for a couple of years, man. And went to a few photo sessions, and I mean, these women, bone thin is not the appropriate description. Bone thin, I don't know skeletal is how I would describe it. Literally skeletal. I mean, you could see every inch of their spine, the scapula, all of the ribs. I mean, shit, man. Yeah, man. Listen, man. I had a hell of a life. I had a good run. I had a hell of a life. I had a good run. I had a good run. Damn. Now that I think about it, Mini Me's mama, tall and thin. Her mama's 5'9", 5'9", 5'9.5", 6-pack. After birth, before birth, had a 6-pack. And I mean, she could eat, and she was just always super thin. And that kind of, so now, like, when I look at women, I'm like, if I can't, at least got to have these at the very least. And if I can see this and this, I was like, oh, you got me. So, yeah, y'all blame cream for this. Man, I wasn't even going to bring up the damn Ozempic. Because it loosens the skin. That's how you get the Ozempic face. It loosens the collagen in the skin, and it's nasty work. Yeah, heroin chic. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. This nigga said Crib Keeper 7. I'm done. But yeah, I was in those spaces for a couple years, man, and okay, let's move on. 5'11", 136. Oh yeah. That'll do it. Okay, I'm moving on. I done told too much of my past. Way too much. I had a good run, man. That's why I don't trip off this stuff. And y'all remember I said this years ago when people make the videos about what I said. Yeah, I did all that. Yeah, I had a great run. I had I mean, for, middle management, I had a great run. So you're not going to be able to shame me for my experiences and things I've seen and done. I won't feel bad for that at all. Okay, let's go down. Let's go here. Is some red pill stuff? What is this? Hold up. Okay, let's go here. This is the red pill segment.
It was a very big thing for me growing up. I'm not gonna lie. You pissed me off a lot growing up with the dancing, because I used to wonder, when are you going to stop? So what was the official age you actually stopped stripping? Because I begged you for a long time.
So I would say...
This is her mama. Y'all, we grew up in the crack era. Look at her mama. This is her mama. Her mama did way more than dancing. But come on, let's continue.
45.
So
I started when I was 27.
So you started dancing when you were 27, and you did not stop dancing until you were 45. Can you understand the trauma that you put on me, mama? Can you understand why it took me so long for one to put on a dress?
It wasn't 45.
43?
43. 43.
Hey, I called it for you, baby, because I know you were in your 40s.
It was 43.
Mama, I begged you. Mama, the next question.
Pay attention, y'all. Her mama did way more than just dance, okay? For those of us that grew up in the crack era, we know what that is. Okay? Let's continue. I got more. Okay, what is that? No. Okay, let's go here. Pay attention, fellas. Pay attention. I'm just here to spread information and get y'all up to speed. Let's go.
Story time, guys. So we're gonna do a story time about how I retired from porn and quit after the scene with Brickzilla. So I did the scene about 3 years ago with Miss Feed Me. Long story short, I usually do my research on the talent, but I got there so late, so I didn't do the research. Come to find out, he was like almost like 14, 15 inches. Nothing like I've ever experienced in my life. I was like, I'm already in California. I gotta just go ahead and do this. At first, I thought I would be able to do it. But when it was time to give him head, he like split my mouth because trying to do it. Mind you, I'm like, millions of people are gonna watch this shit. So I gotta perform. So here I go. I took it like a champ. By me taking it like a champ, I cried. Those was real fucking tears. He couldn't even get all that shit in me. It was halfway in and it tore me up. It tore me up so bad. I was screaming. I felt that split.
Child, I don't think y'all understand. This woman is traumatized. It stopped on me. Let's go through the comments. We are here for the comments. I found the video. Shorty was in pain. The name Brickzilla didn't give it away. Someone said search Monroe Suites versus Brickzilla for educational purposes only. I watched one little video last night, and here IG go dropping me off here. Too big, it's a problem. Too small, it's a problem. I'm honestly confused by women logic. Can a female please explain? No hate, no shade, just a serious question. He blocked me on Twitter because I told him he needed to slow down on one of his videos. Ooh. Mind you, I wasn't the only person saying it. I don't know. Maybe he just wanted beef. Like, don't you have enough of that, sir? There's some guys out here that like to hurt women that way. I mean, that's the only legit reason you can kind of get away with it. Cracked literally. Can someone point me in the direction of the video because I need to watch to make sure she wasn't lying. I would have ran and hid from that thing. This nigga here just did my due diligence, and yeah, I would have quit too. That's pretty gay, sir. Why are you saying that? Oh, they fired me that day because I'm walking off the set unemployment line. Here I come. We got to go find this tape. Okay. Yeah, buddy, got surgery. Ain't no way. This story made my coochie hurt. Why didn't they stop the shoot? Okay, I nearly turned it off, shaking my head. Yeah, this sounds like assault, honestly. He should have stopped. Yeah, cruelty is the point. Perfectly stated. Yes, a lot of men, are cruel when it comes to that. Because most men are predators and want absolute dominance over a woman, and using your peen as a weapon is an ultimate way to exert your dominance. Yeah, there's that old Michael Blackson joke saying how Africans have sex. It's like punishment. They don't have sex for pleasure. It's a running joke, but there's some truth to that. Okay. The men filming didn't see the problem because a lot of them know men want to grape. Oh, without okay, that's why he was able to stay and kept pounding her. He's teetering on the line of assault, in my opinion, and he's in the industry to legally inflict pain upon women. I would also dare to say that if he never got paid to shoot again, he would make content for free because he likes inflicting the pain. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay. Okay. How did I get dropped off here? Oh my God, that line was the truth. I'm already here. I gotta make it look like something. Okay. Where can I see this video? Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. Let's continue. I got one more. Did it really stop? Man, now let me refresh to see if I can refresh it. Okay, let me see. Hold up. I'm waiting for some. Hold on. Who the hell is this calling me? What are y'all talking about? Teeth? Oh my gosh! I'm just waiting to see if it doesn't stop on me. Hold on. He gave her an endoscopy. Oh no, God. Yeah, it stopped on me. Okay. It stopped on me. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go see if we can find the rest of it somewhere else. Let's do that. Because I want to hear the whole story. Okay, because I want to hear the whole story, y'all. Y'all forgive me. Is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, that is it. Okay, wait, what is she talking about though? I'm looking for some. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. Okay, I think we found it. Okay, let's go. Let me see. Okay, I found the rest of it.
That split, it was so fucking bad. Do you understand that? And he bow, and I'm trying to make it look like something because I didn't want it to suck. But after that, I told that man, I don't know who's taking that meat. It's weird. That's too much for the average person. I don't ever want to see him again. I will never work.
The average vaginal canal is like 5 to 6 inches. So, you know.
Mad. I ain't talking to nobody. My poor vagina was not only out of commission, but it was so sore. And the experience was terrible. And being split was no fucking joke. And honestly, because if you have a big ass in the industry like I do, I got 55 inches of ass. They've never gave me anybody small. They only wanted big things because they said my butt too big, and when you bend over, if they were small, you couldn't fucking see it. So I was just out here suffering. You get what I'm saying? But as a champ, I always tried to do the best I could. But that last scene broke me so bad, baby, I went to streaming. I said, I beg your finest pardon. That shit ain't for me. I said, if I couldn't get average meat, I don't want that monster cock. So I left it alone. But yes, it's a real story. Use your imagination. Google Monroe Suites, Miss Feed Me, and Brickzilla. You're welcome.
Done sent her to streaming. God damn. That man must be stopped. That man must be stopped. Let's find her IG, y'all. Oh, that's not her. The wrong one. This is her. Oh, is this her? This her. Okay, that's her. But let me find the account. Okay. Okay, Brittany Trill Talk. Okay, this is her. Monroe Suites. This is her. That's her. That's her. Okay. That's her.
So long and so.
Yeah, that's a big girl. Yeah, that's a big girl. Yeah, buddy, that's a big girl. That's a big girl. I wouldn't even waste her time. I'm like, ma'am, I'm not gonna waste your time. I would not waste her time. Like, ma'am, you and I both know this is not gonna happen. You and I both know this is not gonna happen. I'm like, ma'am, I'm so sorry for wasting your time by getting your DMs. Please forgive me. Shit. Yeah, I would have to apologize. No slides not going. What am I gonna do with her? Sir, I'm 5'5". I'm back down to 155. What am I gonna do with that? I hop on her back and let her give me a piggyback ride. That's all I could do for her. Is let her give me a piggyback ride. That's all she could do for me is give me a piggyback ride. That's it. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? No, piggyback ride, that's it. I will say this, she doesn't have the visible emotional scars from doing the porn. She seems well adjusted. She seems like she's in a happy place. You know, of course, some of these guys would view this content and be like, nah, she's like, okay, let's go here. She got stories. Oh boy, she got stories.
What's up, guys? This your girl, Brittany's Trail Talk podcast. Now, I know y'all are fascinated about my story time about how Brickzilla split me open and put me in retirement. And you wanted to know what about Rico Strong. Rico Strong hurt my guts. Hurt him so bad. A bitch did not want to keep working with him. Now, he is good for talent. I'm telling you, the man, he's blessed. He knows how to perform, but it's just these monster cocks that these motherfuckers got. I'm not up for it. When I tell you he rearranged, I had to put a pack of peas on my pussy after our scene. Each time I did a scene with Rico Strong, I had to go back to the hotel, Uber Eats a pack of peas that were frozen and put it on my cat and then soak that shit in Epsom salt. I just don't understand the hype for that. Also, to the man in here that be like, oh, she wasn't enjoying it and stuff. Well, I want you to bend over, open up that bussy and see if you could take over 12 to 13 inches. Like a champ. You get what I'm saying? Like a champ. For the life of me, I never understood why straight men will comment under my videos and say, he wasn't fucking you right. Sir, well, why don't you take my place and saddle up? Yeah, but Rico Strong, he's a great performer. I didn't like doing scenes with him either. Because I'm looking at this motherfucking muscular man about to take me through there. And he got these big ass hands. Like, I'm sure he's gentle in some ways, but if you got a fat ass, that motherfucker's gonna have to work that shit. Motherfucker was just, it was Final Destination of my cat.
Oh no, thank you for the gold coin. Listen, she would be a cool ass chick to hang out with, and she could tell you her industry stories. You'd be like, oh wow, I think she'd be cool as hell to hang out with. I think most men could get past her past. right? If you're one of these guys that's going to be hung up on her, she used to do porn. Like, stop, man. Porn chicks get married all day, every day, and I think she seemed like she seems well adjusted. She seemed like there's no lingering PTSD issues, no spiritual issues, no emotional issues. Like, I think she seems she's pretty healed from her time in the industry. But I believe she would be a cool ass chick to hang out with. But come on.
Time I did a scene with him, and that was the most requested person I had to work with because everybody liked the performance, not me, because I had to sit up here and my stomach hurt for like 3 to 4 business days, my coochie out of commission. Imagine having to put a pack of peas on your pussy after it was fucking demolished on set just so people around the world can bust a nut. And then it ain't no point in keep doing scenes when all you gonna do is fast forward to the part where someone's bending over. Like, baby, it couldn't be me. I never enjoyed it because it wasn't my thing. I just needed the fucking money. I wanted to make so much money, I didn't have to worry about nothing. That is the only reason I did porn. Would I do it again? Absolutely the fuck not.
Okay. I like her. She's, she's honest. Let's go here.
All right, guys. So another story time. Let's talk about when I was 21 and I did my first porno scene on Cherokee Diaz's site.
Cherokee Diaz is one of the laziest performers ever. I don't know why guys hold her in such high regard. I don't know why most men put her in their Mount Rushmore Hall of Fame. Cherokee Diaz is one of the laziest performers ever. I don't see nothing special about her at all. But that's another rant for another day. Come on, let's continue.
I had to do a scene with a white man named Chad. Okay, that was my first time. I was supposed to do a scene with Mr. Marcus. Long story short, Chad was an older man. You get what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, okay, this is happening. Took a shower. We showed each other tests. But when I got to Chad's meat, Chad's dick and balls smell like Irish Spring and sweat.
How is that possible? But let's continue.
Like, that motherfucker did a full turnaround on the court and won the game. It was so hard because spit plus mixed with whatever concoction he had going on with them balls, it was a lot. It was a lot. And, he was like, I think he had like maybe 7.5 inches and stuff like that. That was not my best scene. I'm gonna tell you that I hated that scene so much because one, I was sucking it through the funk, and I remember when I got finished, I went in the shower crying. I felt like I needed bleach on my fucking face, and then I asked myself, I was like, Brittany, do you really want to do this shit? And then I said to myself, and myself said, rent, new furniture, car, success. I had to talk myself through this shit. When I tell you that industry is something else and it's not easy, I think the only scenes I had fun with is when I was around Pinky and different talents. Not saying I had fun, but either they gave too much meat or it was just an all day thing, to be honest. But that right there, I only got one scene with a white guy, and that was it. That was it. Not because I didn't want to do it with them. It never happened no more. I don't know. Maybe the universe is like, bitch, just stick to the BBCs, which I didn't want a BBC. I wanted just to see. But
I love it.
You cannot be picky in the game of adult movies.
She is hilarious. I'm here for it. I got to just on GP. I can't. You cannot. Like, she is too funny. Too funny.
His wife beat
me so bad she blacked both of my eyes and broke my nose. I had to wear glasses, and it still made me go. You have sex with people, so I had to wear sunglasses.
You want to take a minute?
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. No. You don't have to apologize. No. You don't have to apologize. You've done nothing wrong. Nothing at all. You've done nothing wrong.
His wife beat.
What? I need to find that show. What in the hell? That's crazy. So what happened? Yeah, man, that's why I don't judge people too harshly, man, because everyone's got, stuff they're still kind of recovering from, or I wouldn't hold that over that woman's head. Oh, he did porn. You don't know what that woman had to endure, you know. Man, how old is that episode? Yeah, I was not prepared for all that. That threw me for a loop. Here we go. Okay, so let's go here to this one.
So she pulls up to a house. This man comes out. She was like, "This is my husband." I was like, "Oh, okay." So he makes him get out the car. He was like, "Turn around." And he was like, "Well, we finna go run an errand." He took me to White House, Tennessee, and I was a virgin. He was in his 30s. He said, "I own you now." And I was like, I didn't understand. He was like, "Take your clothes off. I own you. I got to break you in." I just knew at that point, I messed up. I messed up. So she pulls up to a house. This man comes out. She was like, "This is my husband."
Okay, let's continue. Okay, whoa.
And then my final escape was a truck driver tried to kidnap me. He took the money. Him and his friend tried to hurry up and take me with him so I could be they hoe for the truck stops. Wow. I ran, lost the money. His wife had beat me up, dropped me off at an apartment they had for the girls now. So nobody was there. I put $500 up my coochie, and I called one of my friends and I said, "Listen, this was going on. I'm on this Boots phone. I'm gonna be hiding behind this trash can behind the little corner store." She picked me up, and then my final escape was a truck driver tried to kidnap me. Okay, his wife beat me so bad she blacked both of my eyes and broke my nose. I had to wear glasses, and it still made me go. You have sex with people, so I had to wear sunglasses.
Wow. Holy cow. Holy cow. Now, I never would have known that, because she puts up a very, very good front. Holy cow. That's insane. That's why I don't judge people too harshly, man. I try to be empathetic, because I don't know what they're going through, or what, that's, so, some guys will, she keep taking her clothes off. I get all that, but shit, like, that's not cool what happened to her. But she's on the follow for me. I'm here for it. She, once again, she seems like she has, battled through it and come out on the other side. I'm sure there's some residual effects if you rattle her cage enough, but nonetheless, we've heard horror stories like this, even worse with former industry workers. So I hate that it happened to her, man. But shit, okay. We see. Here you go. It's just yeah, and I work with kids, so I gotta try to see it from their point of view, and I've come a long way in my empathy for other people. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get to the let's just go ahead and get to the story, man. The clip. Oh, let's go here. Last clip from her.
Did porn. Bitch, I needed the money. I was 21 when I started doing porn. The fuck? It wasn't an option. I never liked sex or nothing. I'm not over sexual or hypersexual, other whatever the fuck they be saying. A bitch was 21, escaped from prostitution, stripped. Then I was like, well, fuck it. You can get money for sucking dick on camera. But quickly, I will tell you this, the porn industry is not for the weak. They're actually mean motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers told me I was fat. They said, you will never make it here. And I wasn't even big at that time. A bitch was like 170 pounds with a fat ass. It's like boot camp. Those women are not girls. You get what I'm saying? Like, and for the black women at that, they won't try to lowball you and pay you like $500 if you don't have a name. Anything over like $1,500, they gonna try to add another motherfucking man on the set. It could just be you and him, and then it's gonna be two other motherfuckers.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I had to follow her just out of respect, man. Out of respect. Okay, let's wrap this thing up and on for an hour and a half, hour 42. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the Runaways. This is a long, deep story. Some of us are aware of this situation, these groups, but we gotta give you guys backstory. So let's go here. First. First, we gotta start with Kim Fowley. Let me see, assault case. Gotta start with Kim Fowley. Okay. So let's go here.
A former member of the Runaways has reached a partial legal settlement with the estate of the band's former manager, Kim Fowley. She has accused Fowley of serious misconduct toward her in the 1970s, when she was 13 years old. A court hearing for the settlement is scheduled for January, and the remaining parts of the case are set to go to trial in March. Chrome is also continuing legal action against other figures from the music industry.
Okay, so this is part of the backstory.
I met up with guitarist Lita Ford.
Can't stay at home, can't stay in school. Old folks say.
Lita looks back on her time in the band and remembers the call she got from LA impresario Kim Fowley, luring her with the promise of rock and roll when she was just a teenager.
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mom. Mom, you're
Cherry bomb.
Kim Fowley gave me the rap of a lifetime. You're gonna meet the biggest rock stars, and you're gonna play the biggest venues and tour the world, and I was like, wow, I gotta tell my mom.
What did Kim teach you about being in a band?
He would teach us how to talk, how to sit, how to stand. Don't wear that sweater. Wear something in black that's low cut. He would tell us, don't wear that. Put on some high heels. Like, Kim, she's 15 years old. Why would you want her to wear high heels? Because she's sexy. Because she's jailbait. You know, and don't talk to me that way. I'm the boss here. You don't tell me what to do.
I met up with
Okay. I don't think some of y'all don't understand. The Runaways, man, they are the progenitors of the Bangles, the Go-Go's. They were the first. They were the first. And they were all underage, and they could all play. Joan Jett came out of this group. Joan Jett, Lita Ford. So that's Joan right here. That's Lita. I mean, they could all play, sing, all that shit. But on stage, homegirl would be in the damn and the damn stockings and shit. Matter of fact, yeah, this is what she would perform in. This is what she would perform in. Matter of fact, let's go take a look. Jeremy Bond. Just so y'all can just get, I gotta give you guys backstory, okay? This is what, yeah, this is it. This is what they would be overseas, and this is what she, you know.
Here we go.
Wildin'. They were all underage. Now let's get to the actual story. It's not funny, but it's just when you think about the 70s, man, like it was so hardcore, and they were just so unabashed, and they put it out there. It was so. Let's go. It's a lengthy. I won't read everything, but it's a lot. It's a lot. These women went through a lot. All right, they went through a lot. All right, so we're talking about Jackie Fuchs when she was 14. This is the time when she's 14. Tall, slender, with bright blue eyes and brown hair down to her shoulders, Jackie could have passed for Mary Tyler Moore's daughter. The surfer dudes called her Malibu Barbie. One editor of a surfing magazine struck up a correspondence and sent her letters addressed to Malibubi. You had better get hot and send some good photos. Your competition in photos is getting tough. You should see what the girls are sending in. Okay. Okay, so she was a surfer girl. As rebellious as we thought we were nothing compared to Jackie. She was smarter and bolder than the other teenagers, constantly doing things girls who were told they shouldn't. She attended summer school just to take shop. She learned power chords on her Stratocaster and went to bed with the radio on, hoping to hear Fanny, the one all-female rock band in the universe. Okay. Jackie just wanted to find her own group of misfits. Okay. This was the strip, pre-paparazzi, pre-bodyguards with earpieces, pre-20-member entourages, pre-AIDS, pre-everything. At the Rainbow Bar and Grill, you could find yourself sharing a pizza with Iggy Pop or listening to the members of KISS hold court upstairs. And there's a old backstory of KISS trying to get the members of Rush laid by women. Okay, at the Hyatt House, aka the Riot House, you could still pick up the lobby phone and call David Bowie's room. It was like living inside the pages of Cream magazine. One night in the spring of '75, Rodney Bingenheimer, a notorious hanger-on and an unofficial mayor of Sunset Strip, caught sight of Jackie and her friends on the dance floor at the Starwood. He'd been going around the room asking every girl whether she played an instrument. Jackie didn't stand out. She was just next. Jackie told him she played guitar, but when he wanted to know how old she was, she hesitated. Why would anybody be interested in a 15-year-old musician? When she finally fessed up, Bingenheimer squealed, "Oh, you're perfect." He told her there was this producer she had to meet right now in an apartment in a short drive away who was putting together an all-girl rock band. Maybe she'd like to be a part of it. Jackie had no idea what to say. She was giddy. She was dubious. She took along 2 friends as a precaution. It was around 9 p.m. when they knocked on the door to Kim Fowley's apartment, known as the Dog Palace. Okay. Fowley was unashamed. He took one look at Jackie and went straight into a stream of consciousness pitch about his vision for her in the band. He spoke rapid fire, his arms a blur, his fingers poking the air. When the band is out together, they'll wear heels, and you won't. So you'll be the same height. It'll be a battle between you and the drummer over who's going to be the leader of the band. Okay. No one listening to Fowley at the moment could have predicted that the band he was describing, the Runaways, would have a lasting influence on pop culture and on feminism, that it would launch the careers of metal icon Lita Ford and rock and roll Hall of Famer Joan Jett, or that it would inspire the Riot Girl movement of the early 90s, or that Kirsten Stewart would later star in her biopic about the band. All Jackie knew on her first night at the Dog Palace was that she wanted in. Okay? Within several months, she had to decide whether to quit school or join the band. It should have been a harder choice. Jackie was a straight A student who took the SAT following her freshman year and scored in the 98th percentile. She hoped to attend UCLA full-time during her senior year. But like a lot of overachievers, Jackie found the high school dull and confining. The Runaways represented this freedom. I hated being in the box. Be here at this time, do this at that time, do it this way. I just thought it would be better to spark my mind, sleep a little later, hang out, and meet rock stars. Okay. After rejecting Jackie as lead guitarist, Fowley asked if she could play bass. She never had, but told him she would give it a try. The audition was the next day. She took 3 buses to get to the mobile home that served as the Runaways' rehearsal space. There was an old carpet on the floor, a shoddy PA system that never worked well enough to let anyone actually hear the vocals. Jackie plugged in and awkwardly started to pluck at her borrowed bass. The other girls sensed she was a novice and didn't like the way that she played with a pick, but Fowley told them that if they didn't hire her, they'd have to cancel shows he had lined up. It would cost him money. One by one, the other band members, singer Sherry Curry, lead guitarist Lita Ford, rhythm guitarist Joan Jett, and drummer Sandy West voted her in. Jackie Fuchs became Jackie Fox, and Fowley became her boss, her mentor, her provider. Jackie called her mom, Ronnie, with the good news, but you don't know how to play bass. Jackie's father was just as confused. Their skepticism faded after Fowley met with Ronnie at her home and explained his plans for Jackie and the band. How they would always have a bodyguard, a social worker, and tutors with them. He stayed up with them, her until 2 a.m, wheedling, counter-arguing, soothing. When he finally left, Ronnie had been worn down. At that point, I would have signed a contract for both my kids to be slaughtered in front of me. Okay. To get ahead in the music business of the mid-70s, to get your own Kiss Army and a chunk of that arena money meant convincing a man you were worth it. If you wanted to get your band signed, a man had to approve the deal. If you wanted to cut a record, a man had to agree to produce it. Chances are a man would decide whether to play your album's first single on the radio and whether you got booked to play it live. And a few tried to exploit this boys' club more than Fowley. Okay. Now this is Fowley's backstory. Difficult childhood. He had polio, raised in a foster care. After a stint in the gang and then the military, he discovered the music industry and studied it obsessively, longing to break in. He prided himself on working harder than everyone else. With characteristic and delicacy, he tried to do business on a Jewish level. There was always a new scheme, a new angle. He befriended studio engineers with label Veeps, dialing A&R guys in London, and never forgetting the name and complete discography of anyone even tangibly related to the industry. Okay. Fowley first scored his big in 1960 with Alley Oop, a song inspired by a comic strip, Caveman. 2 years later, he hit another with Nut Rocker, a rock version of Tchaikovsky's March of the Wooden Soldiers. For the next 50 years, he jumped from stunt to stunt, landing in the liner notes of hundreds of albums, from hair metal to country, Alice Cooper to Helen Reddy. Before he died from bladder cancer this January, he turned up in a wheelchair in a Beyonce video. What? Get out of here. What video was that? You're kidding me. Holy cow. What in the... I never knew this stuff. Not the Beyonce thing. Oh. Okay. Let's go take a look. Hold up. Let's go take a look. So he's the guy in a wheelchair. Interesting. I love how all this stuff ties. There he is. All this stuff ties together.
It's where we'll
That's him.
It's where.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, why is your girl having a goddamn sex trafficker in her? You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone. Don't ask those dumb. Those are dumb questions. Don't ask, lie. Don't ask these dumb questions. Why is? Let's continue. Okay. Of all the guys I know, he was married to rock and roll. He was on duty 24 hours a day. Fowley had a phrase to describe his work, doing the hustle, and he applied it to all aspects of his life. He was sex obsessed. It was a subject never far from his mind, a constant part of his patter. In the 70s, on a combination of beer and quaaludes, you could take on a room full of lesbians and tear them apart. The favorite sport then was squatting on a table and effing as hard as you could when the beer and ludes hit. Then you would fall to the floor and roll around and come that way. That was the orgasm of choice in the 70s for me. Okay, Fowley was mostly after teenage girls, or in his words, a young cunt or dirty pussy. And, oh, Jesus. He spelled out his desires in a personal ad that included a cheesy photo of him in a white sport coat and white pants. He began, if you're 18 and like it, or if you're under 18 and legally emancipated with paperwork, then you may have just stumbled upon the opportunity of a lifetime. Oh, there it is. Wow. Win love and permanent security. Win a chance to develop your own identity. Win an all expense paid round trip to Hawaii. Wow. I demand a blonde, blue eyed sex dog, a modern Brigitte Bardot with no sagged out tits or stretch marks. Brown hair with brown eyes, tolerated only if it is massively titted with biker mama vibes. Surf stink is most appealing. If you enter my world of broken dreams, you receive free rent, clothes, and medical benefits. I've always liked girls with open minds or brilliant girls with rotten minds. This is not a joke. I really would like a girlfriend. Hollywood doesn't have any hot, wild girls that fit this bill. So if you're into industrial rock and scalding wet nights with hard emotions, send your picture and letter of intent to be in care of Backdoor Man, and you will be rewarded with your own pleasure. Last but not least, you will be provided with a round trip, all expense paid vacation to Hawaii. You also get my love and a chance to develop your own identity, Kim Fowley. Wow. The ad, which received 0 responses, was an aberration. Fowley was rarely so passive in his pursuits. Steve Tetch, a guitarist who worked with him on numerous projects and considered him a close friend, said that they used to drive to high schools looking for teenage girls to hit on. Westlake was a gold mine because these girls came from wealthy families. We'd all be arrested today. I'm like a shark. I'll smell the blood. Jeezy Peach. Okay. Musicians and journalists who formed Fowley's inner circle back then wanted to see his menace as an act, a test to weed out the weak. But some of his behavior was simply too violent to dismiss. In September 1975, Audrey Pavia, who just turned 18, ended up backstage at an early Runaways show when the band was just a trio. Without warning, Fowley ran at her from across the room. He threw me up against the wall and he put his arm across my neck. Then he hammered his knee between my legs. Fowley lifted her up off the ground and licked her face. He bit and sucked on her ear. She says she struggled to get away, but he pinned her to the wall for 5 minutes, telling her all the things he was going to do to her. I was terrified. I was embarrassed. This is the part that's most embarrassing for me. I was a virgin. This was the most physical contact I had with a man. Afterwards, she noticed that her hair was matted with his spit. Chow, 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 chow. Fowley could also come on slow, courting and grooming unsuspecting girls. In early 1975, he became enamored with Carrie Crone, a 13-year-old aspiring songwriter he'd met at Alice Cooper's birthday party. She was his type, a young girl who spent too much time dodging her violent stepdad and bouncing from apartment to apartment in various working class neighborhoods. She sought refuge in the glam rock scene where her bisexuality was welcome. and filled notebooks with songs that chronicled her experiences. It wasn't a hobby. I needed it like I needed to breathe. Soon, Fowley began calling her at night, instructing her to tell her mother that the calls were merely about business. They talk about music for hours. Sometimes he'd play her a 45 over the phone and ask her what she thought about it. He told her she had good taste. He insisted that they meet without her mother knowing. So let's continue. On her 14th birthday, Chrome's mother took her to Fowley's lawyer's office so she could sign a contract. Chrome would write songs for Fowley in return for $100 a month. She more than earned the money, and it was Chrome who discovered Joan Jett and convinced Fowley to start a band with her. She says he didn't see Jett's potential at first. In a way, Fowley was the most responsible adult in her world. She needed him to believe in her, and he kept taking advantage of that. Months after Jackie joined the band, Chrome and all the Runaways at the time crashed at the Dog Palace. Once everyone went to sleep, Chrome says Fowley walked into the living room and shook her awake. Before she could make a sound, he put a finger to his lips, shushing her. Then he grabbed her by her ankle and pulled her into the bedroom. When Chrome asked what was going on, he said something like, "It's time for dog worship," and told her if she didn't give in to his sexual demands, she'd have to go back to Long Beach. Chrome thought about leaving, calling someone for a ride, but her family was poor and didn't have a telephone, so she had nowhere to go. That night, Fowley masturbated on her. I didn't know how to say, "I don't want you to do this." I did not have that voice. I was also scared of him. He could be really scary. Fowley assaulted her several other times, Chrome says. In his mind, he thought he was having a relationship with her, like a romantic relationship. He didn't care what I thought about it. He just decided. So many people in the industry knew what Fowley was like, what he was capable of, but he just had enough clout to convince the naive and the desperate that he could make them stars. It was too risky to cross him. Chrome remembers waking up after the first incident and trying to talk to Jett and West. I told them he's abusing me. I'm powerless and I don't know what to do, Chrome says. They just looked at me blankly like I was an idiot. I remember getting really mad and saying, "You know what? Watch your ass because you might be next." Okay. The final weeks of 1975 were madness for Jackie. She joined the Runaways, turned 16, and set out to learn the bass, all while attending class and preparing for her high school equivalency test. She also felt as if she had to win over the other band members, a bookworm among rockers in glitter shorts and leather. Rehearsals in the grungy Studio City trailer space could be tense and sometimes brutal affairs. Depending on Fowley's mood, during one of the Jackie's early practices, Fowley threw a microphone and stand at the girls. "Come on, you dog cunts. Play this piece of shit." Okay. Let's go here. All the hard work was leading up to the Runaways. New Year's Eve show at a tiny club in Orange County called Wild Man Sam's. The band didn't have enough material for their 4 sets, so they filled the gaps with shouting contests, covers, and unrehearsed jams. They yelled at each other to play slower. They needed to stretch out the time. In a photo taken during the final set, Jett is in full rock star swagger mode. She's wearing a giant straw hat. Her face is painted up like a hollow-eyed scarecrow, her tongue sticking out, and there's Jackie off to the side looking petrified. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look, she's so lit. Oh my gosh. Wow. Holy cow. Jim Karen, who owned Wild Man Sam's, remembers being impressed with the band that night, but also feeling uneasy about how young they all were. Kim is not your regular normal kind of guy. It wasn't like I could go up to Kim and say, "Dude, what are you doing with these girls now that they're done playing? Are you going to take them home? Do they sleep in the studio? Do you keep them in a cage?" He obviously had a lot of control over them. Okay. After the final set around 1 a.m., Fowley took the band to a drab motel near the club where they started celebrating with friends. Jackie had thought of herself at the time as only a provisional member of the Runaways. Getting through the marathon show felt like a triumph. She's seen so many kids her own age in the audience staring up at her. It was an amazing feeling. It was empowering. Okay. It was short-lived. Soon after Jackie arrived at the motel, a grown man she thinks was a roadie approached her with a Quaalude in his hand. He told her she needed to take it. No questions asked, and she did. Another partygoer, Brent Williams, a friend of Chrome, said he heard people not members of the band talking about the number of Quaaludes Jackie was being given that night. 4, 5, even 6 pills. It was a date rape type situation. He says Jackie has never publicly discussed what happened next once the drugs took hold, but it has changed the course of her life. At some point, Jackie says she had to lie down on the bed to rest. She was having trouble staying upright. When a roadie checked to see if she was okay, Fowley asked her if he was interested in having sex with her. She doesn't mind. Fowley said, "Do you?" Jackie tried to protest, but she was frozen. You don't know what terror is until you realize something bad is about to happen to you, and you can't move a muscle. I can't move. I can't speak. All I can do is look at him in the eye and do the best I can do to communicate. Please say no. I don't know what it looked like from the outside, but I know what was going on in the inside, and it was horror. The roadie declined Fowley's offer, and soon after, Jackie says she started to slip in and out of consciousness. Nobody seemed to care. It was really weird. Everybody was sitting there and alone with themselves. It felt like everyone was detached or trying to pretend like nothing was going on. But Rosler couldn't stop staring at Fowley. She hoped he would notice her mute pleading, the rage in her eyes. I remember really clearly just staring at him. If I only stare at him hard enough, it'll make all this stop. Rosler says if I only stare at him and he looks at me, he'll go. Oh my God, what am I doing? When Fowler started taking Jackie's pants off, Rosler couldn't bear it anymore. She got in her parents' car and left. Around this time, William stumbled into the room. Multiple witnesses say that Fowley began to penetrate Jackie with the handle of a hairbrush. Oh, Lord. It was one of those times where you feel like there's a spotlight on you. Everybody's looking at you to see how you would respond. You just want to get out of there, and soon enough, he did. Fowley invited other guys to have sex with Jackie before removing his own pants and climbing on top of her. Kim's effing someone. A voice shouted from the door of the motel. The partygoers outside calling them in to watch. Arguelles returned to the room to see if this was all a big joke. On the bed, Fowley played to the crowd, gnashing his teeth and growling like a dog as he attacked Jackie. He got up at one point to strut around the room before returning to Jackie's body. I remember opening my eyes. Kim was attacking me and there were people watching me. She says that this was her last memory of the night. Jet, through a representative, denied witnessing the event as it has been described here. Her representative referred all further questions to Jackie as it's a matter of involving her and she can speak for herself. That's nasty work. Nasty work, Joan Jett. Curry claims that she spoke up and stormed out of the room. All witnesses say that they felt intimidated. It turned into this really disgusting Grand Guino like theater performance that he put on, and Jackie was dead drunk, like corpse drunk. She was just laying down on her back, sound asleep out of it. Okay. Chrome escaped to the adjoining room and began drinking. She was confused why nobody did anything to end the attack. She recalls that Jet and Curry were sitting off to the side of the room for the part of the time, snickering. I didn't know what to do. What was I going to do? Go outside and drive and find a payphone and call the police? I didn't want to call the police on anyone, but at the same time, I knew what was happening was wrong. Chrome was 14. Oh, disgusting work, y'all. Disgusting work. Let's continue. We're halfway through. I'm going to skip through some parts. Jackie showed up at the next band practice some days later, not ready to stop being a runaway. Although she was nervous about how her bandmates would treat her, she at least expected them to acknowledge that something bad had happened. But the girls hardly registered her presence. They just plugged in and started running through their songs. That was the day Jackie says the elephant joined the band. Jackie took her bandmates' silence to mean that she should keep quiet too. I didn't know if anybody would have backed me. I knew I would be treated horribly by the police, that I was going to be the one that ended up on trial more than Kim. I carried this sense of shame and thinking it was somehow my fault for decades. Curry says the girls, who were all then 16 and 17, never talked about how to handle the assault. There was no decision or strategy. The unspoken rule was simply you forget it and you move on. I pushed it out of my mind the best that I could. Jackie tried to do the same. She didn't tell her parents what had happened. She did tell her sister Carol, who was just 13 at the time. Carol believes that Jackie compartmentalized the assault so that she could stay in the band. The compartmentalization is painfully apparent in the photo of Jackie and Fowler taken in 1977. She draped around his neck, her bare legs straddling his waist. The pose is meant to be lascivious, but they're both stiff and their expressions seem forced. By her reckoning, the photo was work. She had a job to do and she was doing it. Hey. Boy. Okay. As the demands of the job were relentless, while the girls yearned to be taken seriously as musicians, Fowley insisted on selling them as a hard rock jailbait. He played up the youth angle every chance he got, recognizing that rebellious young women were craving self-expression and the male audiences found bad girl fantasies appealing. Lusting after young girls simply wasn't as taboo back then. Was an era when ZZ Top could sing about my angelic teenage queen, or when a Virgin Islands ad campaign dared you to try a virgin on the back of the Runaways debut album in 1976. Fowley listed each girl's age next to her photo. What? He dictated what the girls wore and how they moved on stage, going so far as to hire a choreographer at the band's expense to teach Curry how to whip a microphone around a cord and sling it up between her legs from behind. She howled, have you, and grab you till you're sore, while wearing nothing but a white corset, black panties, and fishnets. It was as iconic as Patti Smith belting out Gloria in a tie, but for a very different reason. He could be a jackass, but I understood what he was doing and what he was trying to tell everybody in his own Kim Fowley sort of way, Lita Ford says. He wanted us to be hot. He wanted us to have attitudes and charisma. Chow, chow, chow. The rock press, for its part, saw the Runaways as little more than teenage sluts of Fowley's imagination. Headlines included the sex kittens of rock and teenage wild and braless. In a cover story for Crawdaddy, the author wrote that after seeing Curry perform Cherry Bomb, the band's biggest song, he was overcome with the urge to jack off against the stage. Child, these bitches. Oh my God, what? Holy cow. Oh, this is insane. This is insane. The mistrust between Jackie and everyone else associated with the Runaways made her quick-tempered and guarded. On long car rides between tour dates, Jackie refused to sleep, fearing that the driver would pass out. She made sure to stay sober on tour and complained when their manager, Scott Anderson, spent food money on drugs for the band. At a stop in Cleveland, Jackie vented to her family in a letter home, I'm not at all sure I will last through this tour. With the screaming and yelling and stupidity. The others, especially Ford, thought of Jackie as a charity case they were forced to hire. Someone whose bass skills didn't compensate for all the whining she did. Ford griped that Jackie was a hypochondriac who complained so much that even my Noxzema made her sick. Curry now believes that Fowley was manipulating the girls into hating one another. We didn't have anybody, a woman or anyone, to keep us talking, for us to be able to discuss things that were bothering us. If we felt that there was cruelty between the bandmates, okay, she thought the band deserved better. One time she says she went so far as to try to depose Fowley. She spent her own money to fly to New York, where she recruited Kiss's manager to take over, and Aerosmith's producer to work on their next album. The coup attempted to elicit nothing more than a shrug from the other girls. What got to me was the band's apathy toward everything. You couldn't get them interested in their own well-being. By the spring of '77, Jackie told Jet that she had enough, but she says Jet got on her knees and begged her to stay, and a few weeks later they set off on an extended tour through Japan, where they were legitimate stars. Hundreds of fans greeted the Runaways at their airport, and their days were filled with photo shoots and TV appearances. At their sold-out shows, Jackie was shocked to see as many women as men in the crowd, including a large number of teenage girls. It was nice to have audiences that weren't there primarily for the titillation factor. I think I want to be a rock musician like you, one girl wrote. I will find my own way. But dysfunctions travels. During the sound check for one of the last shows in Japan, Jackie noticed that the stand she had been given wasn't strong enough to hold her white 1965 Gibson Thunderbird, and alerted the crew. She treasured the instrument. It felt like one of the few things from her music career that was hers all along. It also cost $1,600. When she rushed off stage after the main set, she found that the crew had blown off her request for a new stand. And when she went back for the encore, a roadie handed her a different bass, saying that the Thunderbird had gone out of tune. Jackie didn't think much of it until the ride back to the hotel. The band and crew were acting weird around her and quiet and conspiratorial. It was a familiar feeling. Later in the evening, Smith came by her room and told her that her beloved Thunderbird had fallen off the stand. Its head had snapped off. Damn. When Smith left, Jackie fell apart. She felt alone, like nobody gave her shit. She picked up a Coke bottle and whipped it against the wall, shattering it to pieces. She took one of the bigger shards and ran it down 4 inches of her forearm. Then my anger was spent. I dropped the glass. With Curry's help, she made it to the hospital where her arm was bandaged and she was given a sedative. Jackie checked in on some press events for the Runaways after that, but she realized what she needed to be done. She called her mom and said, "Get me out of here." In no time, an envelope was waiting for her at the hotel's front desk containing a bus ticket to the Tokyo airport. If she wants to go home, let her go home, Fowley told Smith. Shortly after Jackie returned to Los Angeles and the stories of her quitting the band hit the news, Brent Williams, who witnessed what happened to her the previous New York, says he received a call from Jet. She said that Jackie's parents might file a lawsuit if lawyers are ever contacted. He needed to deny being in the motel room that night. Jet's representative did not comment when asked about the phone call. This is part of the pattern, Williams says. A day or two after the assault, Fowley made sure Williams attended a party of his in Hermosa Beach. There, Fowley warned him not to talk about what he'd seen. Fowley then asked Williams to pick up a guitar and give him an on-the-spot songwriting lesson. Fowley always denied any sexual impropriety with members of the Runaways, including the 2013 band biography. They can talk about it until the cows come home, but in my mind, I didn't make love to anybody in the Runaways, nor did they make love to me. Victory Tischler Blue was Jackie's replacement on bass, and one of her main memories from her time as a Runaway was how some of the other band members made fun of what happened to Jackie. I heard about that nonstop. They would talk about Kim effing Jackie like a dog. It was kind of a running joke. Oftentimes during sound checks, Tischler Blue says that Smith would play his secret recording of Jackie's breakdown in Japan. He made listening to it part of the band's pre-show ritual. He was taunting her and she started screaming, "I'm sick of being sick." It became a catchphrase with the band. She was shrieking, "It shook me to my core," and everybody would laugh. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, okay. She told me she never thought she'd go public with her assault, but last fall she started seeing similar stories everywhere. More than a dozen women had come forward against Bill Cosby. Kesha filed a lawsuit alleging that she had been drugged and assaulted by her producer, Dr. Luke. And there were so many undergraduate women who were finally speaking up about sexual assault. I realized, oh my God, that this is what's happening on college campuses. Jackie saw herself in those young women. They have to be making the same value judgments about themselves as I made about me. I know from personal experience how all those things can eat away at you. They can take vibrant young people and turn them into something else. After Jackie quit the band, returning to her mother's house in the Valley felt like defeat. She sold her Thunderbird bass and never played in another band again. It made her feel too vulnerable. On the Sunset Strip, she was dogged by gossip about her breakdown in Japan, and most of her friends from high school were getting ready to go off to college. Their lives had changed. It wasn't like she could come back and be like, "Oh, well, I'm in history class again." Okay. Not until she enrolled in UCLA in her mid-20s did she start to seem more like her old pre-Runaway self. In 1988, Jackie graduated Phi Beta Kappa with a combined major in linguistics and Italian and began studying at Harvard Law School, where she took all but one of her first-year classes with Barack Obama. Wow. After earning her degree, she landed a series of well-paying jobs, mostly doing entertainment law for film studios and talent agencies. She vacationed in Italy and Morocco and took up photography. She bought a house. Okay. Jackie thought she had come to terms with her assault, or at least figured out how to live with it. When something bad happens, you don't go around thinking about it every day of your life. You develop mechanisms to compensate for what has happened. I stuck it in a box in the attic and walled it in. Except now, she says, the assault had warped her life in ways she failed to recognize. She admits that intimacy is a constant struggle and that she's barely dated since a brief marriage in the early 90s. Sleep was always an issue for her because more of one, the last time she dozed off feeling safe, truly safe, was 30 years ago. Just the memory of that rest on her grandmother's couch in the middle of the day makes her cry. Also, because of the way the other Runaways had treated her, she carried this nagging feeling that maybe the assault was her fault. How could they have not supported her otherwise? Okay, let's see. Jackie threatened legal action over this account, at which point Curry collected affidavits from two witnesses. The publisher ultimately decided to pull the book, and Jackie continued to stay silent about what had happened to her. She wasn't ready to come out as the true victim. The feelings of shame that I had felt before were now double-fold. Okay. Her guard only started to come down after reading Chrome's comments about the assault in a Runaways biography published 2 summers ago. Chrome didn't mention Jackie by name, but she didn't need to. Chrome's account perfectly matched her memory. This is a revelation. Jackie no longer wanted to push the assault out of her mind as possible. She wanted to know everything about it. Who else was in the room? Did they feel guilty about it? About not intervening? Would she in turn feel guilty about that? Okay. She said about trying to track down Foley, and the few times that Jackie had spoken to him on the phone years earlier, he would begin the conversation by asking if she was taping the call. Now, sick with bladder cancer, he brushed off her emails, and the number she had for him was disconnected. Okay. She says she didn't want money from Fowley. She just thought she might be able to scare him into a meeting. She craved an acknowledgement from what Foley did was wrong and an apology. And if she didn't get it, she knew precisely what to do. I could have looked at him and said, don't kid yourself that you're dying in a state of grace. You're going to die knowing that you are not forgiven. Since she never got that moment, Fowley died in mid-January. The New York Times hailed him as a muse and talent scout of disposable art, a rogue conscience at the ground level of West Coast pop culture. Jackie found herself becoming more understanding of the other people in the room. In December, she messaged Chrome on Facebook, "We should talk one of these days. I think we have a lot to discuss." Jackie made sure not to make the topic of conversation explicit. She knew that once she mentioned the assault in writing, she could never again pretend it didn't happen. Chrome replied with a number and an XO. When Jackie finally called over a month later, it was only under the pretense of arranging a meeting, but they clicked instantly. Chrome ended up telling Jackie everything she remembered from the night of the assault and then explained how her own life began to unravel. In subsequent calls, Chrome talked about how she dropped out of high school and became a full-blown addict and a real runaway. It took her years to get sober. I know that Jackie had a lot of pain. I was glad to be able to tell her that you're not crazy. It did happen. I just wanted her to know it was okay. Okay. In the immediate aftermath of Jackie's assault, she couldn't shake the idea that Fowley never believed in her talent, that he only wanted to sleep with her. She ended up abandoning her dreams of becoming a successful songwriter. I can't blame Kim for my mistake that I made in life, but I know that an incident really had an effect on me. Okay, Ronnie said she suspected something had happened to Jackie during her time with the Runaways. She just didn't know what. She teared up and hugged her daughter. They talked about how hard it was to not be emotional in public and that they walked over to Macy's. It was a conversation that I always wanted to have with my mother. I think in part because I was calm when I was telling her. Okay. Okay, almost done. Let's go here. Rossler says what she saw in that room that night made her determined to become the anti-Jackie. She cut her arms and wrists and burned cigarettes into her hands. Friends gave her the nickname Helen Killer. I prefer dangerous. It was safer for me. I will do shit that you don't even want to know. If I'm going to F myself up this bad, what can you do? On a recent Sunday, Jackie invited Rossler and Aguiles, another witness, over to her house for a bad movie night with some friends. They shared vegan chicken, salad, wine, and didn't talk about the assault once. It was easy. We were just hanging out. It was like a gathering of any friends. Sometimes Jackie wonders how her life, not to mention Chrome's and Rossler's, would have been different had she never met Fowley, or if she had found a ride home after the New Year's Eve show, but she tries to not dwell. She says she's more interested in restoring what's been lost. One of the things I've tried to do with every bystander is let them know it's not their fault. I also have to not blame myself for what happened. We were all victims of what Kim did. God damn. Good grief. Good grief. Rest in piss, Kim Fowler. This man, I only knew bits and pieces of their backstory. I didn't know it was this bad. I had no idea. So I'm so glad I came across this article. Now I just Joan Jett and Lita Ford. Now it makes sense. It's like the Kurt Cobain effect. You know, you offer up Kurt Cobain, and then all of a sudden, you know, Dave Grohl is the next wave, and Chris Novoselic becomes a venture capitalist worth a few $100 million. Courtney Love eats off Kurt Cobain as well. So this is messed up, man. So now it kind of makes sense why Joan Jett and Lita Ford and not to discredit their talent. They're uber talented. They are pioneers of female rock. But look what the sacrifices they made to get to that point. You understand? So that's crazy. That's crazy. Sound like Cassie, he just wanted an apology. I can rock with that. An apology means a lot to some people, you know. I can rock with that. All right. Sorry to be such a Debbie Downer, y'all. Mojo, what's happening, brethren? I kind of wanted to go over that little rabbit hole. I'm gonna go eat and try to get to the gym and maybe come back later on tonight. So with that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. Enjoy the rest of y'all's day. I'll try to come back. If not, don't hold it against me. Y'all have a good night or good afternoon.
One of the ops breaks the catch on taste, put him in chase. All like a piss, look like a dog, stuff his face.